Hey guys, it's Fadra from All Things Fadra, and they say to go big or go home, and today I went big, and then I'm going to go home. But while I'm talking about big, let's talk about what's behind me. This is the 2023 Grand Wagoneer Series 2 4x4L. What does that L mean? That L means it is long. So if you think you've seen all of the Grand Wagoneer, you haven't seen this one, because this one is 12 inches longer. Now, where'd they put those 12 inches? That's what she said. We're going to find out, because I'm going to show you the inside, the outside. We're going to take it on the road. There is a lot to see with this Grand Wagoneer. But before I do that, a brief intermission to ask you to please take a moment and subscribe to my channel. I promise to bring you the best in cars, travel, entertainment, and a little bit of everything on the lighter side of life. Now, let's start talking about the Grand Wagoneer with a little bit of a history lesson. So, the Grand Wagoneer actually has its roots in the early days of the Jeep Willys. So, the Jeep Willys station wagon was the predecessor to this. And that was a weird looking sort of boxy vehicle, and it was ultimately replaced in 1963 with the Jeep Wagoneer. Now, that was a body on frame construction. It was meant to be a hardy vehicle, but it was still considered a luxury SUV before we even had the term SUV. So it was ahead of its time, you might say. And they continued to manufacture the Wagoneer from 1963 up until, I didn't realize this until I actually researched it, up until 1993 in various iterations. Now, you may see some hints of that in this design, or you may not. The one thing that it's missing is the wood paneling, right? I feel like that's kind of classic Wagoneer look. We don't have that here, but we have a tremendous amount of features. We're going to get started by doing a quick walk around. I'll show you the outside for those of you that are new to the Grand Wagoneer, and I will point out exactly where those 12 inches went. I'll show you a couple features on the outside. First of all, this color right here is called Rocky Pearl. This is a premium color that honestly, until I washed it, I thought it was black. So it's a greenish metallic color. It's one of their premium colors. We've got 22-inch polished aluminum wheels. You can upgrade to satin aluminum if you're looking to shell out an additional $1,600. I love the badging here on the side with the Grand Wagoneer name, the American flag. If you look up on the roof, I don't know if you can tell, but it is two-tone here. So this is the Rocky Pearl green, and then it switches to black. Now, those 12 inches that I was talking about, they did not just tack it on to the end. What they did is they added 7 inches to the wheelbase, so right there in the middle, and then they did an additional 5 inches here with the rear overhang. The badging is carried around on the back. Now, I really want to know what you all think about that chrome styling. To me, that's sort of like an 80s premium throwback. I'm not a big chrome person, but I'm curious to see what you think about that. We're not going to the interior yet. Here's a little tease. But what I want to show you is the engine. We've got hydraulics to help lift that hood. It was actually very easy to lift. I practically did it with one hand. And you can't see much under the hood here, but what you're looking at is a 3.0 liter Hurricane twin turbo 510 i6 engine. I'm not going to pretend to know a whole lot about that, but Jeep says that it delivers more horsepower, more torque than a 6.4 liter V8 engine. It also has an 8-speed automatic transmission, and I'm going to put all that to the test when we take it on the road. With the hood down, I think it's time to go inside, mainly because it's freezing outside too. And this side rail that goes down when you approach the vehicle is one of my very favorite features. And you know how some cars have side rails that are just, you know, they look good? Well, let me tell you, you need it in the Grand Wagoneer, especially if you're a little vertically challenged like me. The first thing I'm going to do is turn this thing on and watch everything come to life. From the dash here to the screens here, to the screens here. There's more in the back that we'll get to. So let's talk about what you're getting up front here. I'm going to talk first about the driver's position because this is one of the things I appreciate the most. Take a look at some of the options down here. We do have adjustable foot brakes. We do have an adjustable, power adjustable, I should say, steering wheel. And then we have all of these controls right here on the door that help us not only adjust the headrest, the backrest, the bottom part of the seat, the leg extender right there. If you're a tall guy, you need your seat extended, you can do all that. But there is more. There's more to your comfort. And we're going to take that right over here to this lovely little middle screen. Spoilers, we've got climate control here. We've got seats here. So we've already adjusted the positions, but now we can adjust the bolsters for our thighs. We can adjust the back bolsters. We can do the lumbar. So in and out, I'm a lumbar kind of girl. I like a lot of lumbar support. But if you are short, then you may need to adjust the lumbar so it actually makes the lumbar go down in the seat. Really amazing. They offer the same features for the passenger. While you're driving, oh yes, I have this on all the time because why not? This is a massager. It's a light massager. Even on high, it's still a light massage. Your passenger has the same options. And then in the rear, you can control the climate, or you can turn the screen off if you don't want the light here. I'm going to jump into some of these little gadgets down here. This button right here, wait till you see what happens. There we go. There's a hidden compartment. I thought I had my phone in here. This is a wireless charger right here for your phone, as well as all your connectivity ports. So 12-volt charging port, USB ports, two types of USB ports, USB controls for the rear, as well as an auxiliary port. And that's great for keeping valuables out of sight. I will caution you, though, that it is easy to forget that your phone is in there. I've done that multiple times. I'm not going to go through every single feature on here, but we do have cool things like the select terrain traction control. By changing this, this controls your suspension and your four-wheel drive so that you can adjust for the driving conditions that you're in. Some of the other stuff is pretty standard. This is your suspension control. So normally it's automatically controlled, but if you wish for whatever reason to raise or lower the vehicle, maybe you've got an elderly passenger getting in, you can lower this even lower, even though there are the side step rails. This large, gorgeous, beautiful screen, a little hard to see sometimes in the light. I've got my CarPlay up, but we have a lot of different options here. So it's showing you your suspension. You can configure this screen to whatever you want on their options. You can control your media. You can control your comfort right here. One thing I love is cars that have redundancy, which the Grand Wagoneer has. I can control my climate from here. I can control it from here as well. And same thing with things like your seats, your heated seats. I also have controls here, which is what I use most of the time. Passenger has them over here. We've got the built-in navigation, which frankly I never use. The CarPlay, Android Auto, both options, and then some easy access buttons for the vehicle. There's a lot to configure here, and I did spend time in all of the settings. But if you need a quick view of what's going on around you, you're backing in or out of a tight parking situation, which happened to me many times, you can use this quickly. You can look at what's in the rear. You can also fold down the headrests for your second or third row. You can put out the power side step. I just heard it go down. So lots of different options. In here, what I wanted to show you, lights. So this is fun, the ambient color personalization. So you can choose different colors for the top and the bottom. You're not going to see it very well because it's daytime here, but those are my son's school colors. Another thing that I like right here on this screen, we're going to go into, where am I going to go? Vehicle. And we're going to go to the phone and Bluetooth, and look at this. Enable to active phones. I haven't tested that out, but how amazing is that? Two different people can get their Bluetooth calls, maybe play their music. I think that's a really cool feature. And the last thing that I want to show you up here is over here in apps. And this is where you can configure your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, but this is the coolest thing for me. So I actually hooked up my Amazon account to Alexa. And this operates, if you have an Echo at home, it operates just like that. So I can say, Alexa, add caviar to my shopping list. So if
your vehicle needs an internet connection to use Alexa. Your vehicle needs an internet connection to use Alexa.
So clear.
Your vehicle needs an internet
hey Jeep,
connection
stop.
to use Alexa.
So I don't obviously have an internet connection right now. But when I did, it's great because I could check the weather, I could add things to my shopping list, and instead I get to say, hey Jeep, set the temperature to 72 degrees.
I've set the temperature to 72 degrees.
So I may not have Alexa, but I at least have Jeep when my internet is offline. Now that I've shown you some of the cool stuff, let's take a closer look at the rest of the console. We've got cup holders, we've got a console, so these are your cup holders here, and I love that it has slots here so you could put your phone here, your phone here. Oh, that's my tripod piece right there. And then wait till you see what I lost my mind over. Not this. This is kind of like a little roll top area where you could put your phone while it's charging. And I love that they smartly create areas for you to keep your phone out of reach for safe driving. Okay, now we're going to open up this bad boy. All right. And it's got this nice deep console. And I thought, okay, what is this button right here? This snowflake button, right? You can turn it on, turn it off. And every time I did that, I would look and see, okay, what's going on? Does this put me in snow mode? What is this snowflake for? Searched on the internet, couldn't find it. You ready? This is a cooler. It's very chilly in here because I have that snowflake turned on. So don't be me. Use your head, use your logic. This is it's not a refrigerator, but it is a cooled area that you can put food and drink. I think it's awesome. Okay, a couple more things to show you while we're up here, because honestly, I could spend the entire video just up here. We have all of the controls for our panoramic sunroof, and I had a hard time finding this, but this is to open the lift gate in the back, your map lights, your home link, and here, I'll give you a quick glimpse of the panoramic sunroof. There's another section back there too. And, oh, spoiler, there's a lot of cargo space. And while I love all these configurations for short people, I have to do one minor complaint, and that is this stalk right here. So I had this complaint about a Nissan Rogue. That's one that stands out in my mind. But let's think about your driving position. Your hands on the wheel, 10 and 3, right? No, 9 and 3. 9 and 3. Hands are on the wheel, and you're driving along, and you need to use this stalk right here. Can you see where my finger is? See where my finger is? My finger, if I want to hit the high beams, I got to actually take my hand off the wheel, because my hand just isn't long enough. My fingers aren't long enough. Now, I bring this up because I am about average height. I'm 5'3". My hands are not exceptionally small. They're probably average woman hands. And you see that right there? And I bring that up because I suspect that most of the time, this big vehicle right here, this is a mom mobile, right? She, maybe, he, they, whatever, may be as small as me. And so it's good that they have a lot of features to make me comfortable in the driver's seat, but they lost that one little moment there with the stalk. Now, speaking of mom mobile, let's talk about what happens when we throw the kids in the back. All right, there we go, down on those side steps. And while we're out of the car, let me just show you this. Watch this. When I walk away from the car, they're going to fold back up, Okay, you see that? But what I want you to see is the way it is perfectly curved and lined up with the body. All right, now that I'm coming back in, they should lower back down. I'm gonna go in the back. There they go. Now, I have the seats down because I want to show you how much cargo space we get with all of the seats down. So this does have 3 rows. Third row's down, second row's down. What you've got here are captain's chairs, basically. We're gonna put these back up. It's actually very easy to do. And I'm gonna take you in here. Now, if you are the kind of family that needs an 8-passenger vehicle, you can get a different seating option that will allow you to have bench seating here. So you could do 3 across here and 3 in the back. Now, if I'm being honest, this is my first time actually in the back seat. And the first thing I notice is that it's cold. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on some heated seats here. We have complete climate control back here. Heated seats, nice. Climate is on, okay. Put it down by my feet, there we go. And let's increase that temperature, 77. Gonna get it nice and toasty back here. Now I also have a lot of things down here. 2 different types of USB connections. I've got, oh, that looks like a power outlet. It is a 12-volt port. Then we have what is called the rear seat entertainment group. This is $21.95, and it has these screens on the back of the seat, and on both seats actually, and a place for headphones, a place to charge, and a place that I guess you could plug in a player with an HDMI cable, and you can have, I'm actually surprised that they still offer this, because I feel like so many kids now are using iPads or phones or whatever, but that is an option if that's something you want, especially for your younger kids. If you do have younger kids, there is a package that you can get that will give you a rear seat camera so you can see what's going on back here. Now, what else do we have? I really love this. I could see this getting in the way or getting all, you know, messed up or whatever back here if you have kids, but we do have some cup holders here. We do have a regular console here. Let's see what's in this little roll top. Ooh, oh, okay, look at that, look at that. We've got more USBs. Let's see what happens when I turn this on. Okay, oh, that's right. This is an Amazon Fire TV built in. 10.1 inch. There we go. The other thing that I wanted to show you, if you can see, is down here. I discovered this accidentally. Can you see in there? That is a nice little area to put your junk, basically. So I've got a lot of space back here. I have the seats back, plenty of leg room. This seat is forward. Obviously, I have a ridiculous amount of leg room, so I'm doing really good here. Now we're going to take it into the 3rd row. We're going to put those seats up because that's the true test of whether or not this is really a good family vehicle. The easiest way for me to do this is to use these buttons back here that will both put the seats down in the 2nd row and the 3rd row, or put them back up, because I can't be bothered with doing that manually. While we're back here, let me just show you the cargo space. So like I said, I believe it's 44 point something inches of cargo space back here. It's got this track system, so if you need to strap things down, you can. More places to strap things down. These are bag hooks, which I honestly use all the time. We're gonna check out what's under here. Those are the roof rails. That is actually part of a package. I think it's the premium package that was added in here. That's where you'll find your tire jack. And we're gonna just take a quick look under to see if we might have a spare tire. We do, we do. Looks like a full-size spare. All right, this is one of my smallest complaints, and that is when I press this button, and this is probably by design, it's a little slow to close. A couple times I thought it even wasn't going to close. But we want to make sure we don't trap any small children back there. Now we're going to go back in, we're going to check out that 3rd row seat. And I knew there'd be a button for this. We're gonna just press that, see what happens. Okay, I like that. All right, that's as far forward as it goes. So we're still gonna wanna put the smaller people back here. Okay, that weird shadow means I am back here in the third row, and I have to tell you, swear to God, swear, this, I need better light to tell you this. This is the most comfortable third row I've ever been in. The most comfortable third row I've ever been in. Let me show you why. Look at that. Because the seats are high and my legs, normally your legs are like this. My legs are in a normal position and I've got good leg room. That is, wow. This is really good. I am really excited about this. Even the middle seat has leg room. Now, I'm not suggesting we put 3 large adults back here, but this is a mighty comfortable third row seat. This is probably my favorite feature of the Grand Wagoneer. That is amazing. Okay, what else do we have over here? All right, I like this little like armrest and cup holder. And what does this do? Will this put my seat back? You watching this? I can recline or put my seat up. Oh my gosh. How great is that? All right. Okay. Wow. Do you see that? You see that? That is awesome. USB connections here. If you're in the middle seat, you kind of get none of that. So, you know, we'll put the littlest brother or sister in the middle seat. And then down here, here's a place for your snacks or your junk. Oh, okay, here we go. We got the same thing over here. And then, I guess, if I'm looking to get out, is that what this does? No. Oh, whoa. No. That puts this, that folds this seat right here. Folds it down. So that's kind of nice. I guess you can fold it down either from the rear or from this side door. You just reach back in and push that button. There. Now, I guess if I want to get out, I'm simply going to push this button right here and I don't have to wait for somebody to let me out. So having a vehicle that looks good on the inside, looks good on the outside is important to me. I got to be honest, but none of that really matters unless you have a good driving experience. And that's what I'm going to show you next, because if you have a big vehicle, you need an engine that can handle it. And you may have doubts about whether a 3.0 liter inline 6 is powerful enough for this. And you know what? It really is. So let's take it on the road. However, that big engine is going to come at a cost. So you'll get about 14 miles per gallon in the city, about 19 miles per gallon on the highway, which is not unheard of, certainly not great. However, if you're buying this vehicle, it's because you like the luxury that it offers, but more importantly, you like it because of the capability that it offers. As I'm driving, I just want to show you that these pillars here are pretty low, so you've got really good visibility. Now, it's busy time of day, so we've got to make this fast as we pull out. So we're going to make the turn, and it also has a very smooth 8-speed electronic transmission. Really a comfortable drive. Well, I've showed you all I can show you with the Grand Wagoneer, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'll tell you a couple things about the price and give you my final thoughts. So there are 5 trims available for the Grand Wagoneer. The lowest starts at $88,640, goes all the way up to, I maxed out on the build and price site, $118,420. This one, as outfitted with all the extras that I told you about, is $107,725, which includes a $2,000 destination charge. Now, that's expensive, right? However, there are people that want this, that are willing to spend this, and they like the luxury that they get from a vehicle like this. And more importantly, it fits their family. There aren't a lot of 8-passenger vehicles out there. So while this one is outfitted as a 7-passenger, you can get it as an 8-passenger vehicle. The biggest thing that I don't like about this Grand Wagoneer is the primary reason that many of you will buy it. It's too big. It's too long. Maneuvering in and out of my driveway, of course my driveway is crowded right now, maneuvering in and out of tight parking spaces. I had to go into DC. That was not fun. This is a big, dare I say, a big ass vehicle. It is big and it is heavy and it is powerful. So as long as you are prepared for that, then I say go for it. All I'm saying is I probably didn't need those extra 12 inches. You heard it here first. Okay, guys, I hope that you had fun taking a look at this very grand car, the Grand Wagoneer. I hope you enjoyed a look inside, outside. If I can answer any questions for you, I've had this vehicle for a week and I love it, but I'm ready to give it back. So be sure to like the video if you liked what you saw, and be sure to subscribe because I got more vehicles coming your way and I can't wait to show you. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.